What's up everyone, Chris with Dice DGen, and in today's video we're going to go over probably one of the most polarizing topics in the game of craps. Top into it. Welcome back to DGen Dungeon. Today, like I said, I'm going to go over one of the more polarizing topics in the game of craps. Dice setting. To dice set, to not dice set, that's the question. Alright, so I'm going to give you my 2 cents on dice setting. And then, you can agree, you can disagree. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. But without further ado, let's hop into it. And the reason I'm making this video, I was actually going to make it in a little bit down the line. However, I was at the casino this past weekend, and there was a huge debate about dice setting on my end of the table. And it mainly started because the guy next to me was setting the dice, got his point, 7'd out. Then I went, and now I do dice set, but I am not a conventional dice influencer. Don't consider myself that by any stretch of the imagination. I do set the dice, and I will go over why I do it in a little bit, but hop into the story still. So I'm up to roll, right? I have my dice set going. I'm shooting from the end of the table, so dead straight out end of the table. First roll, I roll a yo 11. So when I'm rolling, I was playing the DGen triple threat at the time. So I did have a pass line. I also did bet the horn high yo. So it was a good roll for me. Love to see the yo come out. Then I established a point. Point was 5. And then I 7'd out immediately after that. And the guy next to us, because again, it's dice setter 1, me who was dice setting, guy next to us. He didn't understand why we were doing it. He's just randomly chucking the dice, whatever. He went on a decent roll. I think it was maybe 11 or 12 rolls. And then while we were waiting for the dice to come back around, there's a debate on, why even bother if you're going to 0.7? Well, 0.7s happen to everybody. Statistically speaking, they happen very often in the game of craps. Just because you dice set doesn't mean you're immune to a 0.7. Just because you random roll doesn't mean you're not going to have one, or you might not have a long roll. All right, so, but just to sum up the story here, the guy next to me who's actually dice setting, he ended up leaving. Dice come back around to me. At this point, I'm slightly down on the day. Not bad, but slightly down. So I was getting ready to roll, right? I'm still playing DGen triple threat, which I will link down below if you haven't seen it. So the guy, again, the whole time he's been making comments about why dice set. So I get the dice back. 30 minutes later, I still have the dice. All right, I'm a hot shooter at this moment. Strategy's working great. Everyone at the table is pretty much making money, except for the guy standing next to me. And why is he not making money? Well, after my first roll and his opinion on dice setting, he decided to play the dark side. I don't have anything against it. It's what he wants to do. However, the one thing I do have against it is he was playing the light side the entire time. He was playing the light side on my first shot, but since I 0.7, he went to the dark side. Now, if you're following the table and stuff, that may not be a bad idea for you. However, in this scenario, then he was getting mad at me because I was doing well. So I went from a 0.7 to a 30 plus minute roll. I want to say it was about 25, 26 rolls probably. I did great. I colored up when I finally 7'd out at the end. I walked away. I had made the money that I was looking to make when I went to the casino. I went to the sports book, chilled there for a bit, had a drink, watched some sports, had some sports bets going. But that's the main reason why I want to talk about this today, is because of that past experience. So within dice setting, there are some people who think It's the only way to play the game of craps. So that's one end of the spectrum, that you can only dice set. The only way you make money is by setting the dice, by being a dice influencer, whatever you want to call it. The other end of the spectrum was the guy who is to my left, wondering, why the heck are you dice setting? What's the point of it? Craps is a random game, random this, it's gambling, whatever. So that's there. And then you have the middle, which I consider myself to be somewhat in the middle, potentially leaning a little bit more dice influencer side, but I consider myself to be in the middle. The only reason why I would say I consider myself to be leaning the dice influencer side is because I do set the dice. So to not be a hypocrite, I'm not going to say that I'm dead middle, because dead middle would be kind of not really caring all that much. So I do set the dice, so I will say I lean dice influencer side, but I'm not one that thinks, you can't roll well if you don't dice set. I've been on tables where dice setters of 0.7. I've 0.7 plenty of times in my craps playing, I don't know if you want to call it a career, but craps playing days, let's say. And I've also had some very good rolls when I'm dice setting. I've seen good rolls and bad rolls happen for random rollers and for dice setters. So pick where you want to stay in the camp, whatever you want. The reason why I dice set is because I find that when I dice set, I can get to that 8 to 10, 12 roll range relatively consistent, which allows me to play my strategies, make my money, and then by the time I'm on that 8th roll or 10th roll or whatever, I'm playing with profits on my strategy already. I've taken down my initial investment. I'm playing with house money at that point, all right? Now, I'm not saying my strategy takes 7 rolls to get there. It may, depending on, how the dice are working that day, but more often than not, by that 8th roll, I'm deep into casino money at this point. My investments are off the table and I'm playing with house money. So that's why I choose to dice set. Again, I think that it allows me to get to that 8 to 10, 12 roll range better than if I just randomly threw the dice. Now, I figured this out through practice here in the D-Gen dungeon. I have random rolled. I have dice set. I've changed my dice sets around. So, up to you what you really want to do. But again, personally, I think I can get to that roll sweet spot range by dice setting, so that's why I do it. All right, that's enough of me talking. I feel like I've been talking forever. So I'll get the camera on the table here. I'll show you how I set the dice, and then we can hop into a roll, and I'll roll it out. I will dice set, and I will random roll, and we'll see what does better. All right. So top over to the table and see how I set. All right, so like I said, there's different schools of thoughts, all that kind of stuff. So with dice setting, I have 3 main dice sets. All right, now you may think that's too many, whatever. Up to you. Yeah, it's your opinion, my opinion. We've all got them. So I'll show you my dice. So I'm gonna grab 2 die, right? On the come out roll, I set the dice with a hard 3 in the arrow form, right? With a yo out and the shocker facing back at me with the hard 4 down, all right? So if you're looking at the dice set, it's a 3-1-3-2, all right? So 3-1-3-2. That's where you get that from, right? I find that in my practice rollings and stuff, I tend to roll horn numbers and 7s with this dice set. So on the come out roll, this is the dice set I use. Now, I have 2 others depending where I am on the table. I like to shoot from stick left 1 or stick left 2. All right, so if you're at the table, right, stick man, let's say they're here, I like to shoot from 1 position left or 2 positions left. All right, so that's why I have two different dice sets. So I have one dice set for if I'm shooting there, and I have a separate dice set if I'm shooting at the end of the table. The reason I have a different dice set for the end of the table is because there's about like a 2 or 3 foot difference between standing, here and then standing over here. So I do change the dice set because I find that this dice set that I have here doesn't work as well from the end of the table. So again, this was trial and error. You can choose to ignore it. You can do whatever you want with it, if I'm honest with you. All right, so when I am dice setting from stick right or stick left 1 or 2, I use a hard 5 dice set. All right, now dice stay together, and I go hard ways all the way around. All right, so 5s, you got 3s on the front dice, 2s directly under the 7, and 4s back. All right, so when I'm throwing the dice this way, right, what I'll do is when I get pushed the dice, I set them up in this fashion here, right? I'll rub my hand on the table once or twice, and then I'll push my fingers down like this. Now, that allows me to have these 3 fingers in a line together, which helps me keep the dice together. And, again, if you don't like dice setting, then you can skip through because this is probably going to annoy you or whatever. But so that's how I do it. So I get my 3 fingers there, right? I grip the die like this, squeezing them together. And then I keep my shoulders square to the table, right? So square to looking dead straight in front of me. And if you're perpendicular to the end of the table, right? So I'm here. I cock my wrist like this, right? 4s facing to the ceiling. And then just one nice motion like that. So again, I'm parallel with the table, right? Dice are together. Get my hands set and sweep across. All right, that's how I do it. You can change how you want to do it. I don't know. It's up to you. Again, I don't consider myself to be like an expert on the dice, things like that. So, I find that this is what works for me. When I'm shooting at the end of the table, I use a 5, 6, 6, 5 dice set. Same thing, but instead of being parallel to the table, I'm actually throwing the dice. I'm standing square to the table, so I'm here and they're here, and I'm throwing the dice like this. So that's why I change it up, but that's how I do it. Now let's hop over to a trial roll. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get out some chips here. All right. We'll count out how many I can do with a dice set and how many random. And real quickly, one thing I did forget to mention is landing the dice in a consistent spot. That's another thing that I tried to do. So on this table, there is slightly less room than there would be on a regular craps table. So when I'm shooting, I'm looking to aim right around on the pass here on this table, and then if I'm on an actual casino, it's just past the pass line. That's where I'm looking to land the dice consistently every time. Also, something else you might want to consider is the fact that every casino table is different. If you want to debate me on that, go for it. Every single casino table is going to be different. Why is that? Well, every table has been used a different amount of times, so there's your first thing. Just keep that in mind. Felts change. Felts may not be changed recently, so it might have a little bit of a more dead bounce. The newer felts might have a little more bouncy feel to them. So again, every single table is different, and like I said, if you want to debate me on it, drop a comment down below and we can have a whole debate on how a table is different. I will tell you one argument and one argument only that I need for that is the fact that every single table is used in a different manner and different amount of play. So if you want to debate it, you can, like I said, but every table is different. Take my word for it. All right. So now I'm going to get the camera set up and I'll roll it out. I got a stack of chips here. I'll count out exactly how many rolls I do, dice controlled versus just random roll. I do also have the other camera set up so you can see where I'm landing it. So first I'm going to start with the dice control, right? So like I said, I do the hard threes in a V formation with the shocker facing back. So again, rub the table, get my hands where they're supposed to be. And the reason why I'm shooting from back here is because my table is short. So it's not the true length of a casino table. So I'm about 7.5 feet away from the back wall. So a range of 7.5 to 8 feet would be stick left 1 or 2, depending again on your casino and how close you are to the round stuff. So about 7.5, 8 feet is where I look to be. It's about how far I am at the edge of my table where it is now. So again, I'm perpendicular to the end of the table, parallel with the side of the table. All right, so right here, I'm looking to land right on that pass line there, right? Now, again, this is not the height of an exact craps table. This is just for practice. I'm just trying to show it out, all right? So that one landed a little bit short of where I try to land it, but it's a hard 10. All right, so that'll make 10 the point. I'm just gonna mark the point for now so we can see exactly what we're doing. So that's roll number 1, all right? Now, like I said before, that's my dice set for the come out roll, because I tend to roll horn numbers and 7s with that dice set. Close to a horn number, not quite exactly there. So now my dice set's gonna change, right, to the 5-5, so a hard 5 up, hard 4 facing back, okay? And then when I tilt my hand, it's gonna be facing up to the ceiling. So we're there. 10 easy, right? So that's a point winner for me right there, okay? So that's roll number 2, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab another set of chips here, and I'm gonna mark how many points I roll with the dice set versus the non-dice set. So this is the dice set, right? I'm gonna mark it right there for the point that was rolled, all right? Turn the puck off. We're coming out again, right? So back to that 3 in the V formation. $10, right back on that 10. It's a 10 easy, by the way. So 10 will be on, just throwing it out there. That was roll number 3. Now we're going with the hard 5 set, right? We have a ace deuce 3 craps. It's roll number 4. All right. We set it back up. And that's a 7. So 7 out there. So that would have been a 7. So that would have been roll number 5. So it's 5 rolls that took me to get to the 7. Did hit a point there though. Otherwise, didn't really hit too many other numbers that would have been good for me. All right, and the strategy that I play. However, now let's do a random roll, right? So I'm just gonna take the dice and throw them. All right. So this will be roll number 1. Aces. Dice did roll over those aces. Again, if you're betting the pass line, it would be a loser. Roll number 2. 6. 6 easy. Dice rolled there, but it was a 6. All right, that's roll number 2. This is roll number 3. Yo, 11. Number 3. This is number 4. 8, easy 8. Roll number 5. 5, no field 5. Roll number 6. 8, 8 hard. number 7. 9, center field 9. Roll number 8. 7. All right, so that's 8 rolls there, 5 for the dice set. All right, so again, was I trying to hit that 8 roll range? Yes. Did it work out for me? No. 5 and a point, not bad. The random roll would have hit more box numbers that I would have been playing if I was playing like the D-Gen triple threat or something like that. All right, but that's one example. I could be rolling down here all day. I am going to do it one more time with the dice set, just to show. So 6-1-7 would be a frontline winner. It's roll number 1. This is an ace deuce 3. That's roll number 2. And again, the reason why I use this dice set and what I do when I play is I'm betting the pass line when I'm shooting because I have confidence in myself as a shooter. It doesn't always work out well, but I do have it. And I also bet the horn high yo, and I do press the horn high yos and stuff as we go. But that's 2 rolls there. One would have paid on the pass line. I would have had to replace the horn high yo, but I would have just got paid on the second one, even though I would have lost this pass line. All right. There's a 5-4-9, center field 9. That'll be the point. That was roll number 3. All right, now we're switching to that hard 5 dice set. Hard ways all the way around. There's a hard 6, 3-3 hard 6. Roll number 4. There's a 4-1-5. Landed the dice a little deep there on that one, but it's a 4-1-5. Roll number 5. There's a 6-3-9, center field 9. That's a point. Buck will come off. We mark that, and then I will just mark it with the green one again since I did hit it. So that was roll number 6, right? So now roll number 7. Switching back to the 3-1-3-2 dice set. There we have a 5-3-8. Point will be 8. Roll number 7. Back to that hard 5 dice set. And there's a 4-3-7. All right, so again, that would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish rolls. Again, had a point, hit some inside numbers. I would have been down off my strategies. And we would have been playing with casino money there. All right. Now, again, random roll. So there's a 4-1-5. Roll number 1. There's a 4-2-6. Roll number 2. There's a 6-2-8. Roll number 3. There's a 4-3-7. So 4 rolls there. Would have been out. Again, like I said, I've tested this out a lot, and that's why I do tend to dice set. Again, up to you what you really want to do. If you are going to dice set, just know that you might want to practice on like a practice table or something like this one. I have a video on how I built it in in my channel, so you can take a look at that if you want. But if you do dice set, please do not be one of those people who takes like forever to set the dice. There's nothing worse than sitting there waiting forever. And when I mean forever, I'm saying like more than 25, 30 seconds. If you watch me set the dice, right? So Stickman brings me the dice. I'm positioning them, right? Here, I'm quick, and I'm letting them go. All right? So, please don't take forever. It just ruins the vibe of the table and stuff. But up to you if you want to dice set. That's just my opinion on it. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know if you like to dice set, what your favorite dice sets are. I'm always trying out new ones down here on my table. So let me know what your favorite dice sets are. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.